Can't exactly see what he's doing. There you go. Oh. Let's not get into the prop. See across it? Yeah. We're dancing with the devil here, folks. Around the moat. Boy, he smacked my float off right there. See it? Hey, folks, I'm Dieter Melhorn. Today we're going fishing for spring catfish, and we're going to talk about a couple of things to do and not to do. If you're looking for big bait, that is a big bait right there. That's a huge chunk of bait. We're gonna take a look at it and see what I like to do. Big old bait. Now with a bait this size, it's huge. I mean, you can make cuts across here, cut it into pieces. You can make some huge chunks. You've got a huge head here that you can use as a bait. What I'm gonna do today is I'm actually gonna fillet a piece off of one side, cut it up into small pieces, and then use the other side with the side meat still on it. So what my plan is, I'm gonna put some baits out, scatter them around the boat here. I'm only sitting in about 6 feet of water. Springtime, these fish should be moving shallow. I'm gonna fish some relatively small chunks of bait here, just to do a little prospecting to see what's in here. I have not fished in a couple of weeks now, so this is a prospecting mission as much as anything to see what's going on. You would think with water temperatures where they're at, these fish should be shallow, but who knows? We'll see. I think they're gonna be up here. In case you're wondering, I am anchored up today, at least right now. Could change. Some pieces of meat here, boom, looking baits. Everything's gonna be on santee rigs, just to get them up off the bottom. There can be a lot of debris in here. Fish should float that bait up, get it just a little bit suspended. See if these fish will take it. I mean, look at this, guys. Shows you how long I've been not fishing. Look at all that pollen and dust on these reels. Kind of nasty. Got to get back in the game. Had a lot going on. A lot of work stuff going on. A lot of life stuff. A little bit bigger bait there. Nice one. Make sure, I've said this before in all my videos, look out for those scales around that hook tip. It'll cost you a fish. Well, folks, springtime is here. It's still going to get cold. We're not out of the woods yet when it comes to the cold weather, but man, the trees, they're starting to change. We're starting to get some blossoms. The birds are singing. Turkeys are gobbling. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a great time to be out catching some catfish. Boom, got one going there finally. Oh, see, one thing about shallow water spring fishing, they take off and go wherever the heck they want to go. Let's dance this one around the anchor rope, because that can be a problem eventually. Let's see what we got here. He is down out the back of the boat. Can't exactly see what he's doing. I need to get to that side of everything. Oh, there you go. Oh, this would be easier if I do this the right way and get him on that side of the motor. Let's not get into the prop. See across it? Yeah. We're dancing with the devil here, folks. Around the moat. Boy, he smacked my float off right there. See it? See it? I'm gonna try to get to this side. All right, now we got open water. All right, now we're in some open water over here. This is gonna be a nettable fish. By the way, James and Ace, and if you happen to be watching, this is the fish that I had to hang up on you for. Been sitting here an hour. I get a phone call from my buddy James, and then I catch a fish. There he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. Good blue, good blue, good blue. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, back down, back down. Get in there, get in there. Boom, in the net. I'm gonna call you back in a second, James. I think I got another fish on this rod right here too. This is a small fish. This one's pretty nice. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. We'll take that one all day long right there, guys. Good looking fish. Heck yeah. Stop, stop, stop. I don't know, get my thumb tore apart. My little thumb. Ah, dang. There he is. Had a man handle him. Good looking blue cat. 18, 20 pounds. Maybe not that big. He ain't got no belly. Probably a little bit less. That one's for you, James. Get him back alive. Boom, there's one in the boat. That one came probably, I don't know, I'm sitting in about 7 feet, but I'm surrounded by some 2-3 foot water, and that one came out of the shallower water there. It's a good hit, good takedown. Usually the fish this time of the year are pretty aggressive. That looks like a male catfish, which would make sense. They're active, they're moving around, they're looking for nesting locations. They're also feeding, they're also packing on some body weight because the spawn takes a lot out of them. We're still a couple of months away from the spawn really getting rolling to where the bite goes downhill. Right now it's just a whole lot of staging and setup going on, and that's what we hooked into there. I'm fishing with some shad, nothing fancy, just smaller pieces of cut bait today. Not really going with super big baits. I want to see what's out here. I haven't been out here in a couple of weeks, so I'm doing a little bit of prospecting, figure out how to downsize my bait just to see what's around and see what's active. I also want to see if some channel cats we're feeding. We're catching fewer and fewer channel cats in this lake, so I was kind of curious if some of the bigger channel cats are doing the same thing yet. I think it may be a tad bit early for them, but one good fish in the boat. I'm gonna get that rebaited, get it back out and see if we can stick it up. Right there, James Nason, while we were finishing up that conversation, this fish ran all the way over there with it. Boom, he's there. Yeah, guys, generally, when I'm not getting bit, I call my wife. But this time my buddy called me. And I got bit all of a sudden, catching a few fish here. This one hit it, took off that direction with it. If I do not have 12 lines knotted up with it, I'll be happy. Just over here. By the way, I went to look for that small fish that I thought was on it. It was not on there. Ironically, it was on this rod. I rebaited it and got it back out. But boom, hooking up here on that anchor. I am double anchored. I've got an anchor off the front, anchor off the back. Reason I do that, it cuts down on boat sway, keeps the boat from swinging back and forth. Nice weighty fish. Fishing shallow, 7 feet of water. I'm in a little deeper ditch right here. Boom. There we go. Let's get him in there. Oh, bad net, Captain. Bad net job. 2, baby. 2. 2 in the teens. Let's get him in here, see what he looks like. Another one. Nice fish. Let's see though. Oh, yeah. Good, perfect. Ow, boy. These things have some bite pressure right now. These look like, I'm gonna say males. These last 2 kind of beat up a little bit, elongated bodies. He's probably 14, 15 pounds. Got his back fin busted off. Good springtime blue catfish. Back alive. Pow, there's fish number 2 on the boat. Another long, skinny body, beat up body, emaciated body. Looks like another male. Probably in here doing the same thing, swimming around, finding some nesting locations, trying to eat, trying to fatten up. Just active is the main thing, and that's what's gonna happen this time of the year. You're gonna get fish getting more and more active. I'm out here on a rainy day. Not a lot of people out fishing. It's the day I've got to fish, so you know that's one of the things you'll hear me saying a lot in videos. Fish when you can. Don't wait for the perfect day in the springtime. Really, the perfect day can be any day. It can be a rainy day like today. It could be a bright sunny day. It could be a windy day. It could be a calm day. Now is the time to get out. So don't make the mistake of putting it off, waiting for ideal conditions, because sometimes those ideal conditions will slip by you. You get tied up with stuff, life happens, and you don't get to fish. So that's one thing I give a lot of people advice to right now. Don't get hung up on bait either. I mean, honestly, anything will work. I've just got one bait on here today. You know, just using that one bait, just about anything will catch fish right now. Sure, there are days better than others, and depending on where you're fishing, if you get in areas where you have, let's say, skipjack that are doing spawning, staging, feeding, they may work better. Same thing if you're in areas where you've got some thread fin moving into, it may work better. You know, if you got white perch, you know, they start to stage up and spawn this time of the year in some areas. That may work better. Crappie, same thing if it's legal to use those baits. I fished this location pretty good bit. I was out here for a while, longer than I'd planned to, and I got that one, and I'm gonna make a run, try another shallow water area to see if this shallow water thing is working widespread, and we'll talk a little bit more about just what to look for and some mistakes you can make when you get focused too much on this shallow water. Oh Lord, he's taking it or not, I can't tell. I think he is. Yeah, I think he's coming. Oh, he's swimming at the boat. Oh, no, still got him, still got him. Boom, he's running. It's that line running. That's the great thing about catching these fish shallow. They will take off like a top and get them under that line. There we go. I can't tell how big he is yet. I don't think he's figured out that he's hooked. Not a giant, doesn't feel like a giant. Nice fish. We'll take anything we can get, guys. I'm happy to be here, happy to be back. Woo. Staying down, staying down. There he is, there he is. Boom, in the net. He did not take long to get in. Didn't take long to get him either after we got here. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Looks like a female. Even though my biologist buddies are gonna argue with me, I'm calling it a female. Good, average size Lake Wiley blue cat. Just a good old average fish. Nothing big, not a total little one. Happy to catch them. If you're eating them, you feed a couple people with that one right there. Bag of life. All right, guys, we got about an hour and a half of daylight left. I decided to leave the back of the cove and get away from the shallow water. I came out here to drag a flat. I'm trolling now in much deeper water. I'm coming out of a river channel here that is about 40-45 feet. So I'm switching it up is what it comes down to. You'll hear me say in a lot of my videos, don't get locked into one way of thinking. And that's one of the tips I'll give in the springtime is don't get locked into thinking fish are all shallow or they're all on the bank or they're all in the backs of the creeks and if you catch them there. Sometimes they're going to be where they're going to be for whatever reason they're going to be there. Sometimes it's bait, sometimes it's just staple water. Who knows what the reason is. Don't get too locked into a certain way of thinking when it comes to fishing in the springtime or any time for that matter. It's just the springtime. I don't know. It's like we get these paradigms in our head of they're supposed to do this, supposed to be doing that because they're going to spawn. Sometimes you got to shift gears and just go somewhere else. Now, this deeper water can be tougher for you guys bank fishing, but there are places with public access where, you know, you're within casting distance of deeper water. And a lot of times that deeper water is not necessarily where they're at all the time. It may be where they're holding up at, and then they're moving into shallower areas to feed. So again, I'm gonna shift it around here, make a drag through here. I'm coming out of this river channel. No bites so far. Gonna get up onto a shallower flat. It is not a shallow flat by any means. It's still gonna be in the 30-foot range, but we're gonna see what's in here. I got a feeling, generally speaking, on these flats, they're feeding on mussels. Chicken tends to do better, but they'll eat shad. They'll eat shad anytime, anywhere. So I think if they're here and if they're feeding, we should hook into one. Guys, that right there is not a snag. That is a fish. That is a good fish. Oh, that's a good bite. Makes me wonder if that wasn't some of the stuff we've seen on the sonar. That's some good fishing through there. That is an excellent bite. See if I can get him inside of this line. Doing the planer board shuffle. Outside planer board. This is a Catfish Pro 1600 CTS reel. 30-pound Andy monofilament on it. Good old Big Cat boards. Big Cat fever rod. We got a mix of all kinds of stuff here. You can catch catfish on whatever you got, guys. There's just some stuff you'll like better, trust me. Some of these rods that are out, some of the reels, some of the planer boards, there's some good stuff, and some of it will really excite you when you get it. So let's get this planer board off. And that down to right there. Yeah, this one hit it really nicely. Hoping it'll be a little better fish. Again, catching them out here in deeper water, which tells you that, like I say, in the springtime, man, a lot of times these fish are everywhere. And maybe we're getting to that point here with these warmer temperatures. Don't get focused in one spot, but sometimes that one spot can be where they're at. I know it's confusing. Just go fishing, guys. We were talking about that the other day online. There is no magic elixir. There is no magic combination. There are some things you can do horribly wrong, which I try to go over some of that. A lot of times it's just right place, right time with the right fish that is feeding and hungry. The more time you put in, you've heard me say that a million times, luck will eventually be on your side. Oh yeah, nice fish, nice fish, nice fish. Coming to, oh, all kinds of tangles in the rig. Oh, this makes me nervous here, guys. Makes me nervous, makes me nervous. Boom. But he went in the net. Yeah, anytime you get a bunch of tangles in the rig, man, I'm like, oh. Because what can happen is all that tangle can come undone. It lets go, pow. Creates a bunch of slack, fish comes off. This one stayed on. Let's take a look at it. Oh, yes, sir. Biggest fish of the day right there, guys. Good blue catfish. Springtime blue cat. Heck yeah. Get him back alive. One thing to keep in mind on the bait selection, I know I mentioned some of the different stuff to try. If you're in an area where it's legal to use game fish and you have that type of game fish spawning here in the spring, it's an excellent bait to use, whether that be crappie, largemouth bass, whatever is in your area. Even bluegill I know are illegal to use in some places. If you can use them and they're spawning where you're at, it's a good bait to use. Like I said earlier, stay away from the stink baits. The stink baits generally are not the most productive baits when the water temperatures have cooled off a bit. I say cooled off when they're cooler like they are now. They're not cold by any means, but they're not warm either. Generally that 75-ish sustained temperature seems to be when those baits start working better. Listen, if you're limited on catching fish, cut bait, live bait, that type thing, where you're at, then go with chicken. Chicken's not a bad choice any time of the year. Ideally, I always say springtime's a good time for live bait. There's a lot of stuff feeding on live stuff, mainly because there's a lot of stuff on these banks and stuff stacked up spawning. So especially you bank fishermen, if you can catch some bluegill, it can be a little harder to catch them right now, you know, when it has not warmed up a lot. Anytime you can get some kind of fish where you're at, I think you're going to be better off with that right now. But listen, I understand not everybody has the access to get it or the time. So the chicken, I think, is a much better choice right now than some of the manufactured baits. Later on, there's a time and place for them. Right there, guys, outside planer. No, did he pop off? I think he popped off. Nope, 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 nope. He is there. Wow. Wow. I thought that fish was gone. Woo! He must have been making a run to the river channel. I'm up on the flat about 100 yards from the river channel. And there's another one going there. That's another fish. It's another fish. Boom, look at that. I guess he was running to the river channel. I don't know. There's a little small ditch through here and the fish were around it. And boom, hooked up. Board off here. Wow, there are a lot of fish out here. A lot of fish out here. Oh, he's on top of the water. Ah, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes. There he goes. Man, I'm just continuing to drag here. We got a little bit, we may get sun before it gets dark. There's a little bit of sky lighting up back there. Rain is on its way out. It has not affected the bite at all today. But it is interesting, there seem to be more biting fish out here. Unless it's just time of day here. Could just be later in the day I'm getting on to more fish. It's another thing about staying out and fishing as long as you can. You don't know when it's gonna happen. Good fish, good fish. Another solid, solid, solid fish. Boom. It's a good fish, guys. We're gonna try to get it in the boat, get it out on the carpet down here, get this other one, maybe get a picture of both of them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good fish. Heck of a good fish. We'll lay him there. Move that out of the way. Let's get on this one. Doubled up. See if they're twins. Be nice if they were, because that one right there, guys, into the 20s. We'll take that. We will take that all day long. Does make me wonder what's going on in the rest of the lake, maybe in the river. Or are these just fish not moving yet? Don't know. Pop that board. That off of there. Try to keep tension on the line the whole time. You can just pop those clips and let them slide down the line. It's actually what you're supposed to do. I like to get it off the line just so I got room. Nothing flailing around hitting stuff. We doing pretty good today. Pretty dang good. No complaints with this bite. I don't think this one is as big. Nope, still a nice fish. Shoot, in the net. Oh yeah. Easy, simmer down. Simmer down. There we go, guys. Y'all are not twins. Big mama, little mama. Easy. I'll get you a picture of both of them at the same time here. There they are, guys. There's those. The big one. Chunked that one. And our bigger one. Another one. Nice fish, man. Good springtime catfishing right there, guys. Let's get it back alive. Hey, say. Hey, say. Say goodbye.